All right, so for more...
4 billion shares swapped hands on that.
For more, let's welcome
Billions.
Bloomberg News cross-asset reporter Sarah Ponczek. So what's the deal? People are just too bored of sort of like old-school blue-chip companies like GameStop?
So this is actually something we were paying attention to before GameStop stole the spotlight. In mid-January, we wrote a decent amount of stories about the boom in penny stock trading. Back in December, it was the first time in a decade that we saw more than $1 trillion OTC stocks trade, and we actually saw greater volume off exchange than on exchanges like NASDAQ and NYSE, which is very, very rare. And even beneath the GameStop saga that's gotten all of the attention over the past couple of weeks, you look right there at the chart of OTC volume in the month of January, and it was very much alive and well. We saw over 1 trillion shares trade hands once again, and it was more volume than we saw even in December. So that continues to grow. And I'll point out, even on a day like today, where you see the chart of GameStop is absolutely stunning. The fall that we have seen from at a time intraday above $500 a share, now at $53.50 a share. But you look at Zomedica, for example, which is, yes, that penny stock that Carol Baskin had touted in a video weeks ago. Well, today at a new high, and you see Zomedica today alone up 32% or so to $1.50 a share.
Just amazing. Carol Baskin still wields a lot of power, clearly. But what about Reddit? What about social media? Is this what's directing the view on some of these companies, or is it other than that?
So it seems as though it's a different entity. Certainly, if you look at the Wall Street Bets community, they're very much still focused on GameStop and holding the line and their diamond hands, as they would call it. So what we've seen in GameStop is certainly an unraveling of the phenomenal rise that we saw last week. We've seen it in AMC. We've seen it in some of the others as well, like Express, BlackBerry. But you mentioned it just a few moments ago. If you look on a year-to-date basis, which is a reminder, yes, timing the market and certainly timing meme stocks is very, very difficult to do. But some of these stocks are still up triple digits this year. Their share prices have still doubled, GameStop included, which points to the fact that maybe there is more to go, even when it comes to these larger meme stocks.
We've seen these types of waves come and go with the OTC market in the past. Is there any real concern we should have that there would be any sort of systemic risk here to the broader market, to, I guess, you know, the legit stocks?
So I'd say as it relates to the OTC stocks, it doesn't seem from those that I've spoken with that there is any worry that active trading in OTC stocks could really feed over into systemic risk, especially if it's individuals, retail traders, kind of make a gamble, make a quick buck in the stock market, or at least off-exchange stock market as well, just because it is very much, or the understanding is that it's unrelated with exchange-traded stocks and the likes of GameStop even, but when you really get into talking your blue chip stocks, you don't really have to worry about trading in Zomedica affecting trading in Apple, for example.
Now, you mentioned the Carol Baskin name. These companies are extremely prone, not just risky, but also extremely prone to potential manipulation, people putting things on message boards that may not be true. Like if people were anxious about what drove GameStop, this is like makes that look super safe.
Oh, right. When you think about pump and dump schemes, it's much easier to do so in a very illiquid OTC penny stock that trades for under $1 than it is to do even in a GameStop, which is trading sub $20, but it is more liquid than a Zomedica or other. And I'll just look through. If I look on the Bloomberg function Most Go, you can see those. I'm looking at 50 million of market cap and above even. But there were about 25 stocks today that surged 30% or more today. At the top of the pack is a ticker MEPW up 135% to $1.20. Now, not all of these are actually penny stocks, but the majority of them are. And it just shows that you can see massive gains. But granted, I mean, they're very cheap companies. Some don't even trade for half a penny.